Welcome to True Crime with Strategic Eyes.
Strategic back again. What's going on, guys? Hope you guys had a great weekend so far. Welcome to another edition of True Crime with Strategic Eyes. I appreciate you guys for joining me. Please make sure that you hit that like button when you come into the building. If you're a veteran on the show, make sure you hit that like button so you don't forget. For those of you who are new to the show, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Make sure that all your selections are set to all when it comes to your notifications, so you can be notified when we do another edition of True Crime with Strategic. For those of you who are new, active duty, sex crimes detective here, 18 and a half years of law enforcement experience. We're going to be going over this very tragic story that's still developing right now for educational purposes. Please understand that viewer discretion is advised. We only make content for 18 and up. That being said, guys, I want to jump right into this one. This one's really sad. We're going to be talking about this young boy by the name of Omar Hernandez. Now, somebody in my chat sent me a super chat in one of my lives a couple days ago. I was like, please cover Omar Hernandez tonight. I was like, tonight? I wasn't covering it tonight. But I looked it up and I said I have to cover it. And so we're covering it today because Omar Hernandez is a little boy who has been unalived, unfortunately. And it looks like his coach is the one who did it. And his coach, allegedly, is Mario Eduardo Garcia Aquino. If I'm saying it correctly, I apologize. I do not speak Spanish. And this coach has been arrested, but is not yet charged with crimes against Oscar. He's been arrested on charges based on an investigation of him abusing another minor in a separate instance, but that minor's still alive, thank God. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the news channel in so that they can kind of bring us up to speed on what's going on this case. Oscar was found a couple days ago in a ditch, 13 years old, found in a ditch, unalived, and it looks like he was also ex-abused by someone, allegedly, at least what the family believes, is by his coach. Now, the last person to be seen with Oscar was his coach, and his family called his phone. Oscar's family called his phone. Mario picks up the phone and he says, Oscar's not available. He said, Oscar is not available. Now, as a parent, the moment, I'm not saying, I don't know how the parents reacted to that. I'm not in any way putting any blame on the parents. I'm just saying, to hear that from another adult, immediately I'm going to go into panic mode. Immediately I'm going to go into, where's my son? Put him on, or daughter, put him on the phone right now, or I'm calling the cops. Once again, I don't know what the family did. Maybe they did that. I don't know. But there's no reason why another adult, whether they're a trusted friend, family member, or whoever, should ever tell parents their child is not available. There should be an excuse. Well, they're not available right now because they're skydiving or something. I don't know. But just blanket, they're not available by, that equals 911. All right, let me bring this into us. And big shout out to everybody who's jumping into the room, showing love to the channel. Let me go ahead and set everything up on the back end. I do appreciate you guys. 102 people watching right now. We do appreciate you guys for joining us today. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Make sure that you're also supporting us by hitting that like button. We need that so we can get into the algorithm so that more people can see the show. We're a small, growing YouTube channel. We're trying to get out there. We're trying to be heard. We're trying to give a voice to the voiceless. Big shout out to all the green people inside of the chat. The green people are the members. Their names come up as green to me. I don't know what it comes up to other people who are watching the channel, but to the creator, you're green. We got an ocean of green people, and we appreciate you. These are the people who are supporting the channel. So we hope that other people decide to support as well and become members. Also, please understand, thank you so much, son. Understand that we have a Patreon as well as a membership. And on that Patreon, we have now decided to make sure that we give even more exclusive and separate content from the Patreon and the membership. So if you want that full experience, you're going to have to become a member and a Patreon. We will not be sharing content as we did before. We did that because we were trying to be fair, to give everybody the option to be able to get exclusive content. But I started trolling on the internet, and I see people kind of taking advantage and not being fair to me as a creator. So now we're going to be separating that content. So if you want exclusive content that I can't put on YouTube, you're going to have to go to the Patreon. And if you want that membership experience, you're going to have to be a member. We're not going to be sharing as much content between a Patreon and the membership. They're going to be almost two separate entities with only a little bit of stuff that I'll put on both, that I'll share with both. So please do consider becoming a member and a Patreon to get that full experience of true crime with Strategic. So that being said, let's get to it. Let's get you guys up to speed on this very tragic story. We need to get justice for Omar. Justice for Omar.
The boy matches the description of a teenager missing since Sunday. Julia Dang over the scene for us in News Chapter 4. Julia.
Michael, this could very well be the sad ending of that missing person investigation. We want to be clear, though, they have not positively identified the person who was found in the bushes here. This is going to be along North Harbor Boulevard in the Grath State Beach Park. This is just north of Gonzales Road. So that boy, that 13-year-old boy who was reported missing to LAPD on Sunday, was initially believed to be in the city of Lancaster visiting a friend, but then LAPD, during the course of their days-long investigation, they got new intel after collaborating with the FBI. And there are FBI agents actually on scene here as I zoom in on this scene where they're still investigating the body that was found today. But they got new information pointing the investigation in the direction of Oxnard, and that is where they found a body, again, matching the description of that missing 13-year-old boy earlier today. So still unclear what the cause of death is for the person who was found here. And again, no positive identification just yet. We're live in News Chopper 4. Back to you.
Oscar Omar Hernandez was reported missing on Sunday, and today his body was discovered. NBC4's Macy Jenkins live in Ventura County with reaction from family members. Macy.
Hi, Robert. Well, the teen's family told NBC4's sister station Telemundo 52 that he was visiting someone he knew in Lancaster. Well, now the FBI and LAPD, along with Ventura County Sheriff's Department, are trying to piece together a timeline to figure out how his body ended up here in Oxnard.
No hay palabras, esto no se le deseo a nadie.
An LA County mother left with no words after learning the body of her 13-year-old son, Oscar Omar Hernandez, was discovered on a rural two-lane road in Oxnard on Wednesday. What started as a missing persons investigation, now a homicide investigation.
We believe we've discovered the body of a missing juvenile that was reported missing from the San Fernando Valley area of the city of Los Angeles.
LAPD Deputy Chief Alan Hamilton says the boy was reported missing when he didn't return home on Sunday. Tuesday, LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division took over the case.
This is always a tragedy.
You send your kids to, with these people because you want to get your child to be worldly. You want them to know how to play sports, want to know, teach them how, whatever. Even music teachers, it's like these children are not safe. Like we look at Kissimmee, right? We see that the music teacher who was giving private lessons to children in Madeline Soto's school. It always comes back to Maddie. It always does. I don't even want it to, but it always does. We have the music teacher in the school who helped teach Maddie, who's giving private lessons. We went on his website on this channel, saw that he was offering private lessons. That guy is on the internet coercing young juveniles to do the worst. And right now he's sitting in a federal prison right now, awaiting trial, facing decades in prison. The children aren't safe. You send your children with a soccer coach who's supposed to be conditioning their mind, conditioning their body by keeping them healthy and making them work out and be active, giving them an opportunity that if they're really good, maybe they could grow up to become millionaire soccer players. And what is this person doing? This person is abusing your child and then unalives your child, unalives them. My question is, why was he allowed to stay around children even though he had an active investigation pertaining to the abuse of another child? When you do these type of investigations, you can't keep them quiet to a certain extent. You just can't. Like, somebody should have been notified. We deal with this all the time. And we have to notify the schools. We have to tell them, hey, you got to remove this man away from these children because we have these allegations against him. There's some investigations you want to be quiet about as you do the investigation. There's some you can't. There's some you have to make a notification just in case to keep vulnerable people safe. Why was this guy allowed to continue to coach children even though law enforcement knew that they had a credible case with legs that he had done something similar to another child. You got to make it make sense, guys. I'm not putting blame because I don't have all the information. I'm just asking questions. I'm not saying that law enforcement did a bad job. I'm just asking questions right now.
When we find someone of this age that is deceased, and we, as the Los Angeles Police Department, promise that we are going to follow every lead.
Detectives now trying to figure out a timeline on how the boy made his way from LA County to Ventura County. His mother and sister told NBC4's sister station, Telemundo 52, they last...
All right, so some folks are saying in the comment section, I don't know how much of this to believe. Remember, we love our chat. We put faith in our chat, but you always got to trust and verify for yourself. I have to do it for myself as a creator. You have to do it for yourselves as the audience. But I am real ginger. I love gingers. Even though South Park says gingers don't have souls. No, I'm just joking. I am real ginger says that, let me see if I can catch that comment. They said this man was not affiliated with any company or school. So that might make sense. That might make sense. Because if the person, if he's like doing this coaching on his own on the side, then there'd be nobody to notify. You would not know what families are contracting him to be a private soccer coach or something like that. There'd be no way of knowing as the investigators, as the police departments or the schools or whatever. So that might make sense, and that might explain why he still had access to children. So yeah, I mean, let's trust and verify, but that definitely makes sense. Let's keep going.
Saw Oscar when his father dropped him off at the train station in Pacoima to meet an acquaintance in Lancaster. His sister, Alejandra Hernandez Bautista, says Oscar wanted to take the trip to work on an art project. The sister says she called her brother to check up on him, and the acquaintance answered, saying Oscar's hands were wet from paint, so he couldn't pick up his phone. Later, she says the acquaintance insisted he'd returned Oscar to the train station to head home. She recalls the person couldn't remember exactly where he dropped the teen off. She asked him, how can you not remember if it was day or night? His mother now asking for justice. Deputy Chief Hamilton would not comment on the details of the investigation or the condition of the body, but
I am a dad of 4 boys.
Had a message to pass along to his fellow parents.
The likelihood that something is going to happen is very rare, but parents need to be, and guardians, they need to be very aware of where their children are, what they're doing, and who they're doing it with.
Right. That sounded kind of corny. Like I didn't really like the way that sounded. The trust that these people put in this guy. Let's go back again because I want to. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really digest this interaction. I need to digest that. Because I want to really understand the relationship between these people.
Oscar's hands were wet from paint, so his mother and sister told NBC4's sister station, Telemundo 52, they last saw Oscar when his father dropped him off at the train station in Pacoima to meet an acquaintance in Lancaster.
To meet an acquaintance in Lancaster? You just sent your son to go meet some acquaintance at a train? You putting them on a train? Like not even like a subway train in New York City. Like, I'll put him on the A train. Couple stops. Like you put him on a choo-choo train like the railroad. You dropped him off at the choo-choo train to meet an acquaintance in Lancaster. Like, what are they doing? Free range children? This kid is 13. They just free range raising children. Like, no worries. Let's put him on a choo-choo train and send him to go meet an acquaintance. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't. That's sus right there. That sounds very suspicious to me. I'm not putting no blame on the parents. Might sound like I am, but I'm not saying the parents knew what was going to happen. I'm just saying that's not very smart and vigilant as parents. We'll get back to this. Dejected Smiles with a $10 super chat says, thank you so very much for covering Oscar's case. Thank you. No worries. We're going to run through this together. Mind you, guys, I have done minimal research on this. We are reacting to this together. I love when we do this. This is my best. The most fun I have on these shows is when we do this together. Okay? So I never heard that before. I didn't like the way that sounded. Let's keep going.
His sister, Alejandra Hernandez Bautista, says Oscar wanted to take the trip to work on an art project. The sister says she called her brother to check up on him, and the acquaintance answered, saying Oscar's hands were wet from paint, so he couldn't pick up his phone. Later, she says the acquaintance insisted he'd returned Oscar to the train station to head home. She recalls the person couldn't remember exactly where he dropped the teen off. She asked him.
She's saying the person. I don't know if this like language barrier stuff. I got my Spanish people who watch this too, my brothers and sisters who speak the Romance language of Hispaniola. I don't even know what I'm saying. Hispaniola. Do me a favor, my Spanish brothers and sisters. I wish my father would have taught me Spanish. You guys know I'm half Dominican. I don't claim it, though. I'm black. Because if you don't speak Spanish, you ain't Spanish. Stop. Seriously. For all my Spanish folks in the building, do you understand what she's saying? Are we having an issue with translation? Because she's saying the person. And my question is, you should not send your child anywhere where you're referring to the person that they're going to be with as acquaintance or the person. What she said?
The person couldn't remember.
The person. You should know the person's name. You should know their name. You should know Franklin said this. Johnny Boy said that. It should never be the person said this. The acquaintance says that. That's a problem for me. Because that means you don't know who he was with.
Exactly where he dropped the teen off. She asked him, how can you not remember if it was day or night? His mother now asking for justice. Deputy Chief Hamilton would not comment on the details of the investigation or the condition of the body, but
I am a dad of 4 boys.
Had a message to pass along to his fellow parents.
The likelihood that something is going to happen is very rare, but parents need to be, and guardians, they need to be very aware of where their children are, what they're doing, and who they're doing it with.
Oscar's mom describes her son as a lovable kid who got along with everyone and had a bright future that was taken away by.
Yeah, man, it's very sad. We got to get this kid some justice. So some folks who live in the area are saying that it's not like a choo-choo train. Even I was joking. I was exaggerating. I'm joking. But yeah, they said it's more like a fast rail system similar to like New York City, but instead of being underground, it's above ground. I am curious though as to the distance, like how far. So you guys make it easy for me. Somebody look it up or somebody tell me where they started and where they ended. I guess they ended in Oxnard, but I would prefer to know where he was going because his body was found in Oxnard, but I'm not sure that that's exactly where he went. So if anybody caught that, because I don't feel like going back and listening again, just tell me how far it is from where he started, where the family lives, to where he was supposed to meet this acquaintance, which we now believe is the coach, the soccer coach. But they were saying acquaintance here and the person. But all the news stories are saying the soccer coach, okay? So let's keep going.
Evil. Now, the detectives believe that the body belongs to the 13-year-old, but they have to wait for official confirmation from the medical examiner's office. Reporting live in Ventura County tonight, Macy Jenkins, NBC4 News.
The FBI and LAPD are investigating the discovery of the body.
Hold on. Big shout out to Shaniqua Terry with a 99-cent super sticker. Thank you so much, Shaniqua. I appreciate you.
A teenage boy in Oxnard. Investigators say he matches the description of a missing 13-year-old from the San Fernando Valley. NBC4's Brittany Hope is live in Sun Valley, where that young boy went to school. Brittany.
Hi, Annabelle. It was a really hard morning this morning at drop-off. Students tell me 13-year-old Oscar Omar Hernandez was in the 7th grade here. Students who didn't even know him personally say that they had heard one of their classmates had gone missing and then was killed. And we saw students across grade levels wearing black today to honor him.
I really feel bad for Oscar Omar because he was only 13. He had a whole life ahead of him. He was very cheerful. He didn't pick up fights nor nothing. I posted everybody wear black tomorrow to show love for Omar.
And why did you post that?
To show love for Omar and to make sure he's not forgotten. He's a really nice.
It's very sad when you hear these little kids talk about their classmates when these tragedies happen. It's very sad.
Nice kid. He's very cheerful and
First of all, this little baby is too young to be wearing makeup. I know we have some cultural things going on there, but appropriateness is appropriateness. She's got eyeliner on and all that, lashes and lipstick on her lips. Let's not do that, because what ends up happening is she gets the attention of the pedophiles out there, and we need to acknowledge that. All right, no knock on this beautiful little girl. Mommy and daddy, we need to do better, okay? But let's keep going.
just like if you talk to him, he will talk to you back, and he's really kind. It's just so sad and heartbreaking because you never thought like someone you have known will actually be gone. It was very shocking. My dad is friends with his dad, and when I learned that he got missing, I'm like, I wonder how the family's thinking, because it's very devastating how your child can go missing visiting a friend or something.
All right, so I got a few different things. One person says, Indiana Sunshine says close to 50 miles. That's what she says. And then Carolina Hurtado says that Lancaster to Oxnard is 3 hours and 49 minutes by Metrolink. Wow. I don't know who to believe. One of you guys retract what you said. One person said 50 miles. And another person says 3 hours and 49 minutes. Are you kidding me? Like, they literally sent their son on like a road trip, if that's the case. Can somebody verify this, please? I need an independent verification. I don't want to stop the show for like 5 hours to kind of like do it myself. Please. That's a long way. 3 hours and 49 minutes. Indiana Sunshine says, I got 4 hours and 11 minutes. Oh my gosh. So even Indiana, why would it take that long to go 50 minutes? I mean, 50 miles. Like, that's like going, like, if I'm going from New York City to Albany, that takes 2.5 hours. That takes like 3 hours by rail, by like choo-choo train rail. And people are saying that that's like their version of a subway that goes really fast. Why would it take that long to get there? I don't know. That's weird. Please hit that like button, guys. We need more likes on this one. We need to bring this out there so we could get awareness for this little boy. Let's keep going.
Like that.
It's a pride for me.
He was just in my PE class.
What was he like?
He was nice.
It sucks. You can't trust nobody. My condolences to the families, and I know it hurts.
A spokesperson with the LA Unified School District sent us the message shared with the Sun Valley Magnet School community. It said in part, I am saddened to report the recent death of one of our students off campus. On behalf of our entire school community, I want to offer my deepest condolences to those who are impacted by this loss, including the student's family, friends, and school personnel. The district does tell us that crisis counselors are here on campus today to help any student who might need it. I've been in contact with LAPD all throughout the day. They don't have any updates so far in this case, but we do know that they are working hand in hand with the Ventura County Sheriff's Department and the FBI. Reporting in Sun Valley, Brittany Hope, NBC4 News.
New details this afternoon about the body of a teenage boy that was found in Oxnard. He is believed to be the San Fernando Valley teenager who disappeared over the weekend.
All right, we're going to get into that for a second. I just want to give a big shout out to Gigi, who sent me a Patreon. I didn't know you could do this, but apparently you can. So if you decide to send me a Patreon, you don't want to do a super chat, want to do a Patreon instead, you can actually leave a message on not Patreon, PayPal. I'm talking too fast. So this person said, Gigi sent me a PayPal, and I didn't know that you could actually leave a message on PayPal, which is cool. So if you decide to send me a PayPal instead of a super chat and you leave a message, I can read it out. So Gigi says, Patreon videos were amazing this morning. We dropped 2 Patreon videos where we're discussing ghetto culture in America. We're also talking about the Austin Metcalf, Carmelo Anthony situation, what really happened in one video, and then ghetto culture. And then we just dedicated a video to ghetto culture, period, and how it affects all races and ethnicities and how we need to fight against it. So I would encourage you to join the Patreon so you can actually see these videos and see the true breadth of what we do and what we're trying to accomplish on True Crime Strategic. Either way, they said the Patreon videos were amazing this morning. Why are all these 13-year-olds getting essayed and unalive? Just don't understand. Well, we're trying to figure that out. We're trying to figure out why in these last few years, it seems like that's a sweet spot for these pedophiles, the 13, 14. We just see so many 13 and 14-year-olds being abused and unalived. I don't know. I really don't know, and I don't understand it. We're going to figure it out, and hopefully we'll be able to get an answer sometime soon or never, or at least try and put it to a stop. Let's keep going.
NBC4's Karma Dickinson live for us in Sun Valley, where she spoke with that family here today. Karma?
Yes, we spoke with his 3 siblings. We spoke with his mother and his father, and the family actually left a family home here in Sun Valley to head to Oxnard. They're looking to set up a memorial like the one you see here on that same road in Oxnard, where the boy is believed to have been found. Oscar Omar Hernandez's family shared this video of happier times. A 13-year-old playing soccer. Now they're trying to figure out how that teen, who they describe as a friendly, easygoing young man, may have wound up dead 80 miles from where he was last known to have been.
No lo podemos asimilar.
Oscar Omar's 3 siblings expressing the same feeling. Their little brother didn't deserve this.
Dang,
Originally
man.
from
Look at
Honduras.
that. That's so sad. That's so sad. Look at that family. This is so sad.
He had only been living in the U.S. for 3 years.
3 years. 3 years. You know, what I'm starting to see is like sometimes I think these folks are coming over here thinking they're going to get a better life, and they end up with a worse life. Like, America's got its problems. We've got our problems. Just because we got tall buildings and sometimes clean streets doesn't mean that all that glitters is gold. We got that saying in West Indian, in the islands where I'm from. All that glitters is not gold. All that glitters is not gold. People coming over here in the last 4 years thinking they're going to get a better life. I'm not talking politics. I'm not taking any positions. I'm just saying it. Coming here thinking they're going to get a better life, and these tragedies happen. You're probably better off staying where you was at. It's messed up. We got a whole lot of problems here, ladies and gentlemen. Whole lot of problems. Let's keep going.
His family says Friday he wanted to go to Lancaster to visit an acquaintance.
Y'all can't see it, and y'all not going to see it, but everything I'm saying right now, there's a little mini me like 3 feet away who's mocking me, doing all of this with the mouth movements, the whole 9, that's mocking me. You having a good time over there? Uh-huh. Yeah, we'll go there. I got you. We'll go. As soon as I'm done with this live, we out of here, okay? All right, we're going to get you a shower, and we're going to go. I promise you. Oh, don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. All right, buddy? All right.
Acquaintance to do some.
He wants to go to Billy B's. So that's the rest of my day is going to be. We're going to do some Billy D's. Then we can probably go. If his older sister wants to come, we'll do Billy B's. Then we'll sit down and eat. And then we'll get some ice cream. Then we'll come home.
Odd jobs for pay. Oscar Omar was also going to make himself a soccer jersey. But his family grew increasingly alarmed when they couldn't reach him.
Wait. I want to go back. I want to go back and get some context on that one. I can't see it. I got my there we go. The gavel's in the way. I can't see the slider. The gavel's in my way. All right, let's go ahead.
The U.S. for 3 years. His family says Friday he wanted to go to Lancaster to visit an acquaintance to do some odd jobs for pay. Oscar Omar was also going to make himself a soccer jersey. But his family grew increasingly alarmed when they couldn't reach him. His sister says Oscar Omar was originally from a small community and worries he may have been too trusting. They say they got inconsistent information from the acquaintance Oscar Omar was going to meet, and police say the boy was reported missing Sunday. His sister warns others to keep their children close and not let them go off with unfamiliar people. As LAPD says a person matching Oscar Omar's description was found dead on a rural Oxnard road Wednesday. Neither LAPD nor the FBI, who are assisting in the investigation, will confirm much about what they believe happened.
All we can say is that
now somebody said odd jobs for pay, sus. I disagree. I don't know what interaction some of you, because this is an international audience. We have people from some cultures and some countries that don't have a lot of a sizable South American community in their midst. And some of you Americans who are watching this, my fellow Americans, are in parts of the country that don't have a large South American community. I work in areas where there are sizable South American recent immigrant community members, and they do stuff like that. Their children are out there hustling, selling things in order to make ends meet without adult supervision. Culturally, they're not averse to go out there and make money. Go out there, work hard. Go out there, do odd jobs. So when I hear odd jobs, I don't hear, oh, that's just an excuse because they were trafficking him or something like that, or the parents knew. No, this is something that makes sense. Oh, Ma, let me go over there because I'm going to go make a jersey because I like playing soccer, and I'm also going to do odd jobs and make some money. Oh, go make some money. Go make some money to go help the family. That's what they do. That's what they do. They're coming here, no disrespect, with a third world mentality. We don't think that about our kids. For us, it's like, I'm going to work 4 jobs to make sure my kid just focuses on school. We have the luxury of that as Americans. But when you're coming from these super poor countries, your mentality is different. Everybody has to pitch in to take care of the family. And the moment you are a teenager and you could think on your own to a certain extent, you got to get out there and make some money. So when you're thinking about this and you're evaluating this, don't think about it and evaluate it from the normal American perspective, Western nation perspective. Understand that we had an influx of folks in the previous 4 years, regardless of what your politics is. It doesn't matter. Facts are facts. Forget about the ideology. Just think about the statistics and the numbers. In the last 4 years, we had an influx of poor rural people from Central and South America who have come into the United States of America. And for better or for worse, they're going to be coming in with their third world mentality. And so you're going to see things that you may not understand that is normalized in the countries that they come from. What we're hearing here is normal behavior. It's normal. And unfortunately, it cost this young man his life. Big shout out to Christine Hawkins with a $20 super chat. Said, Billy B's money for the mini-me. Have fun. Yo, you are awesome. I like you. I appreciate that because y'all know Billy B's is expensive. We got to save the socks because you got to pay for the special Billy B socks every time you go there. It's like $9 for one pair of socks. So thank you for adding to the Billy B's fund. You are amazing. I'll make sure the kids know you're having fun because of Christine Hawkins. I appreciate you. Let's keep going.
Investigation led us to this point here in Ventura County, in the unincorporated area of Ventura County. And everything between the time when he became missing and this point is still subject to investigation.
LAUSD confirms the teen attended Sun Valley Magnet School. Today, some students wore black in his honor, as both students and parents tried to wrap their heads around the loss.
And listen here, when we speak here on True Crime Strategic, we're never trying to hurt people. Sometimes the truth hurts, but we're never trying to hurt people, and we're always respectful to other people. We just have to speak facts. So here's Fuento Fitness, who is in the chat, and she says, it's true. My family thought me going to college was a waste. They thought I should be babysitting and doing lawn jobs. That's her experience, not my experience, not me describing her experience. That's her as a Latina describing her experience growing up in that cultural kind of household. Take it for whatever you wanted to take it for.
It sucks. You can't trust nobody.
It's just so sad and heartbreaking because you never thought someone you have known will actually be gone.
And at this point, authorities have not released any information about who they believe is responsible or why they think this happened. Reporting live, I'm Karma Dickerson, NBC4 News.
Karma, thank you. And the news that his family and friends were dreading. The 13-year-old boy found dead in Oxnard is Oscar Omar Hernandez. And officials are investigating a man involved in his life and possibly his death. The news at 5 starts right now.
All right, so I like this kind of montage that the news put together. They put this together. I didn't do this. And so they're progressively walking us through where we're getting to now. So that's how it started out, right? We were going through this person, this acquaintance, whatever. Now it's going to get to who they believe did it. Now we're going to get more recent information. I specifically chose this because I didn't watch it, but I knew what they were doing. And I said, you know what? I got to catch us all up to speed because I need to be brought up to speed too. So this is excellent, because now it's walking us through this to getting to where we need to be, which is who the hell is the guy who did this to Oscar? Let's keep going.
NBC4 News at 5 starts with breaking news.
In that breaking news, the soccer coach is now being questioned about the disappearance and death of a teenage boy from Sun Valley. He's under arrest, but for an unrelated sexual assault. Good evening once again, everybody. I'm Michael Brownlee.
And I'm Colleen Williams. Investigative reporter Eric Leonard tracked down the criminal charges, and he was in court today as well. He joins us live from the newsroom with new information about this case. Eric.
Yeah, according to multiple law enforcement sources, LAPD detectives tracked down that coach Wednesday, questioned him about the death of the 13-year-old, and booked the coach on a warrant for an unrelated attack. Court records we found show 43-year-old Mario Edgardo Garcia Aquino is now facing a single count of assault with intent to commit another felony.
Wow.
According to the arrest warrant filed on Tuesday or Wednesday, that other felony was the attempted rape of a man. The criminal complaint says this happened in February 2024. That case was investigated by the LA County Sheriff's Department. The family
So what took them so long? February 2024? That's a long time. And listen, I do these cases all the time. If I can't solve that case, in the first 3 months, listen, even less, the chances of solving it is very low. Like, I don't know the specifics of their case, but that's a long time between the incident and the arrest. Now, unless this guy did not come forward until much later, that could be one thing too. Another thing could be that the victim didn't want to move forward. I had a case that I recently solved, and it took almost 2 years. And why it took almost 2 years is that when the initial incident happened, the person came forward, but they were so traumatized that they said, I want to discontinue participation. I don't want to keep going with this case right now, but I want to reserve the right to start it back up at a later date. And so that's something that we do in my agency. And so we said, okay, here's all the services that we can give you, but we'll stop now. And then a year and a half later, the person came back and said, all right, I'm ready now. I've gone through counseling, prayer, meditation, and I'm ready now. And we restarted the case, and we were able to get enough evidence to make the arrest. It's a really good case, and I'm so happy that that person is getting the justice that they deserve. I just did grand jury with them just a couple of weeks ago, and we got our true bill, and the charges actually got upgraded from what I arrested him for. The county attorney was able to say, you know what, we think we could sell an even higher felony than what you arrested him for, strategic, and it is what it is. Oh man, yeah. So I'm sorry, I saw something on the screen. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But certainly, that's a long time. That's definitely a long time. Before we go any further, I want to give a big shout out to J and D. So I'm saying first names. So Jamie with a CashApp and Deanna with a CashApp. Thank you so much. I think we can safely say first names without giving away people's information or whatever. Thank you so much, guys. And if you guys don't want me to do that, I won't do that either. I'll just give initials. But definitely thank you so much for the CashApp. You guys are amazing. Let's keep going.
13-year-old Oscar Omar Hernandez, desperate for answers about what happened to their boy, have told us the teenager was last with Garcia Aquino, who they described as the boy's soccer coach. As for the connection to the investigation into the disappearance, Garcia Aquino has not been named a suspect. The LAPD told me this afternoon he has not been arrested in connection with the Hernandez case and that the investigation is ongoing. The 2024 sexual assault case was a sheriff's investigation, but it was LAPD detectives that made the arrest on Wednesday right after the warrant was issued. The LA County District Attorney's Office has not explained why it waited more than a year to file that sexual assault case or if the timing is in any way connected to the boy's disappearance. Garcia Aquino was supposed to make a court appearance this morning. He didn't. He's now expected to appear Monday on that sexual assault charge. He's being held on $100,000 bail. Back to you.
We begin with that breaking news tonight. New revelations in the death of 13-year-old Oscar Omar Hernandez. Good evening once again, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams.
And I'm Michael Brownlee. Investigators want to know if a trusted person, his soccer coach, knows anything about his death. NBC4's Alex was there live for us in North Hollywood, where he spoke to Oscar's family. Alex?
This is the soccer field in North Hollywood where Oscar used to play soccer. According to multiple law enforcement sources, LAPD detectives tracked down his soccer coach on Wednesday. They questioned him about Oscar's death and then arrested him for an unrelated attack. Oscar Omar Hernandez was a 13-year-old soccer player who often played at the Whitsett Fields in North Hollywood. Today, his missing poster is still up at the field 2 days after he was found dead in Ventura County. Now sources tell NBC4 a man questioned in connection with his death has been arrested in a separate alleged sexual assault case. Oscar's family tells NBC4 that man was Oscar's soccer coach.
You know, I just saw something that I always pay attention to and I always give a moment of silence to.
Was Oscar's soccer coach. Alleged sexual assault case. Oscar's family tells.
You see that right there? Whenever I see that alongside of a road, usually it's because of car accidents and not because of what happened to Oscar. But I always give like a moment of silence because I know that somebody who was loved lost their life. I always see that happens. Whenever I see that alongside of the road, and you do see it quite often, especially when you travel on highways, I always, for some reason, maybe I'm weird, maybe I'm too sentimental, but I always take a moment just to acknowledge that I saw it, that somebody passed away and somebody who was loved is no longer there because of that location. That is the place where that person lost their life. And I'm sorry to see that, and that breaks my heart to see them setting up that makeshift memorial for this young boy. But I'm happy that they're doing it because it shows that he was loved. Big shout out to Sarah Adams with a $2 super chat, says being coach equals access. And that's very true. And that's why these people, you know, they simply can't help themselves but to put themselves into these positions where they have access to these children. I also want to make an announcement too that I didn't do before. We made our goal for the GoFundMe. We appreciate it. Everybody who donated. I still have it up though. Some people still giving. I've let everybody know that we made the goal. Whatever they give is going towards the GPU anyway. I'm searching for a GPU. I said I was going to shoulder that cost myself, and I'm trying to. GPUs are very expensive right now. Anybody who knows anything about computers understands that we have a big GPU graphics card issue in America right now, around the world rather. Part of it is the tariffs. The other part of it is AI. These companies are focusing more towards building GPUs for massive corporations for AI than for people, consumer people like myself. So the prices are very inflated. So it's going to be very expensive for me to purchase that. I'm going to leave the GoFundMe up just for a little bit longer. If anybody decides they want to contribute, that extra money will go towards the GPU. So it's not going in my pocket. It's going towards the GPU. But that's something that I'm going to be spending a lot of money out my pocket to get. And I just want to thank you all for helping us reach our goal. It's still up there. If you want to go donate, that's fine. If you don't worry about it because you helped me reach my goal, okay? But that's what we're doing, okay? So anyway, let's keep going, guys. I appreciate you guys.
NBC4, that man was Oscar's soccer coach. Josue Hernandez said his brother Oscar was a good boy with a lot of friends. His family said he met the soccer coach at the Whitsett Fields a few months ago, where the coach provided individual lessons. His family said the coach...
See, they just met some dude on the field, guys. You just met some guy on the field and he just wants to be Mr. Nice Guy and say, hey, I'll teach your son how to be a super soccer player. No background checks, no nothing, man. This is the thing. We live in a day and age where you can't trust people. You cannot trust people. He is exactly where he wants to be, on a soccer field that caters to little kids. It's like leading a lamb to the lion's den, man. It's sad. It really is.
Coach wasn't affiliated with any official organization.
He wasn't even a coach that's out there that you know is coming out there every Sunday with a group of kids, teaching them how to play soccer. He's just a random dude who was on the soccer field. I mean, I think it's a stretch for us to even call him a coach. He was a random dude on a soccer field. We're calling him a coach just to delineate their supposed relationship. But this guy wasn't even a real soccer coach. He has no affiliation with no organization whatsoever. Show me a South American who doesn't know how to play soccer. He's just a regular South American man who knew how to play soccer, who pretended like he was going to coach this kid. He has no coaching experience, no affiliation with any soccer organization or league. And they just was like, sure, go to his house and play soccer. Wow.
Family said last week that man invited him to work for pay at his home in Lancaster. Josue said he didn't want his brother to go.
The only smart one in the family, man. Wow, man. You had forethought, bro. Jeez, why didn't they listen to the big bro?
He said he told him, I don't give you permission. But when he got home, Oscar was already gone. Family said they tried to call Oscar repeatedly, but he didn't answer, though a few...
Yeah, that's messed up, man, because the father's the one who drove him to the train station. So the brother said no. He had common sense. But his parents is like, yeah, sure, go. No worries. Yeah. What do you tell the family now? What does the brother say? I told you so? Damn.
Times they say the coach did. Josue said it seemed like he didn't want to talk to me or anything. Family said Oscar went to Lancaster last Friday. On Sunday, they filed a missing person report. On Tuesday, homicide detectives took over the case. And on Wednesday, LAPD and the FBI found Oscar dead in Oxnard. Last night, family and friends held a vigil in Oxnard and at the family home, remembering this boy who was a student at Sun Valley Magnet School. Amy Castro was his classmate.
He never failed to have a smile on everyone's faces. He was so fun, he was so energetic.
So as the investigation continues, the family remembers happier times.
Yo, I'll tell you exactly what happened. I'm going to tell you what happened. He went over there. This guy tried to take advantage of him. He rebuffed him. He now found himself in a position where if he lets the boy go home, the boy will complain to his parents that the man tried to come on to him or touch him inappropriately, and then the cops will be called. Or B, he's going to take what he wanted from this little boy, and then he was going to kill him. I think he felt he could get away with it because the family barely knew who he was. He wasn't a family friend. The family barely knew who he was. Probably had no information on him. They probably didn't even know where he lived other than the general community that he lived in. They sent him on that train without even having proper information. That's why the brother was like, no. But obviously the parents was like, yes. He killed that boy because he thought he could get away with it because he knew that the parents didn't have that much info on him. But he was wrong because we live in a day and age where it's easy to get info on people when you're the police. I don't think this kid would be dead if the parents knew more about him. I think he'd be less likely to have killed this kid if he knew that the parents knew his phone number, his full name, date of birth, his address, the whole nine. They literally sent this kid hours away from home. They put him on a train and sent him hours away from home. Hours away from home. To go to a stranger's house to do odd jobs and paint a jersey. Make it make sense.
While hoping for justice for Oscar.
Again, sources tell NBC4 that Oscar's soccer coach is in custody for an unrelated attack. He has not been arrested in connection with Oscar's death. The Ventura County Medical Examiner says his official...
They got a lot of work they got to do. They got to do search warrants on his home to try and get evidence from his home. His home is now a crime scene. They assume that that's where this stuff probably happened. Most likely something happened in the home. They got to do search warrants on the home. After that, they got to do full autopsy on the body, take samples of the mouth, the anus, all the orifices under the skin, under the nails, the whole nine, the penis, the scrotum, the whole nine. They got to take swabs from all of that, send it to the lab, do DNA, see if they find this perpetrator's DNA on and inside the body of the decedent. They got to do a whole lot of work, and that takes a while. Thank God they're able to at least keep him in custody on this other charge while they do what they do on the outside. They got a lot of work to do. But I have faith that they're going to get this guy. I have faith they're going to get this guy. Oscar, we're going to get you your justice, young man. You can rest easy. We are going to get you your justice. Let's go over to X, to the Devil's Playground. You guys know what I think about X. A whole lot of good happens on X, and a whole lot of bad happens on X. Let's go to X and see what they got going on. So this is the dude, Mario Eduardo Garcia Aquino. This actually wreaks havoc with our systems because our systems aren't set up for the 4 names that the typical South American has. So in the real life, it wreaks havoc on our system. We haven't updated our systems to the point where we can actually properly document the real names of some of these folks. Hopefully that'll change soon because we want to make sure that we properly document these people that we are arresting. All right, let's keep going. Some inside baseball. This is him. Look at him. He got pedo eyes. Look at him. It's a Petey file. Look at a nasty man. Look at him. Look at him.
Oscar's family has been holding emotional candlelight vigils outside of their Sun Valley apartment complex each night. His friends and teammates have been coming by with condolences and flowers and donations. We are learning more about Oscar's last known whereabouts, and his family strongly believes his soccer coach knows more than he's letting on.
Look at him. Look how he's standing.
More than he's letting on.
He got sugar in his tank. Look at him. I would never let my son go with nobody looking like this.
Knows more than he's letting on.
Gladys Maribel Batista says she can't believe her son is dead. The last time she spoke to her youngest child, 13-year-old Oscar Hernandez, was on a video call Friday, March 28th. He was on a metro train on his way to do a job for his soccer coach at his home in the Antelope Valley. They were planning to paint the team's jerseys, and the coach offered to pay him well. Later that day, Oscar's brother phoned him. Batista recalls the coach answered. It was a short conversation, as if he didn't want to talk to them, and then he said Oscar couldn't take the call because he had paint on his hands. Oscar never returned home. He was officially reported missing on Sunday. His body found almost 70 miles away in a ditch in a densely wooded area of Oxnard on Wednesday. The coroner's office has yet to release the teen's cause of death. His family says LAPD also hasn't shared very much with them, but officers did tell them their son's coach is now in custody.
Okay, let's keep going, see what else they got going on here on the Devil's Playground, X-Wizzles.
He would have a conversation and would be friends with that person.
What led detectives to this remote spot today, miles from the little boy's home, they won't say. But they may already be speaking to a person of interest.
There's going to be more information coming out on someone that we're looking at in the future, but we have no information.
And somebody's in the chat, who said that? Flying High said it. I was thinking in my head. I just didn't say it. There's so much I got to do over here. I was like, when they call and you say that his fingers are filled with paint, why didn't you just put the phone on speakerphone? But that's what normal people would do if they weren't hiding the fact that your son is probably already gone or bounded up or drugged up or whatever happened to this young man in his last few minutes of life. You put him on speakerphone. Hold on. Hey, Ma, everything's going good here. We're painting these jerseys. I'm getting paid. See you tomorrow. If it was just a normal interaction and his coach wasn't Beelzebub in disguise. That's a red flag. I would have called the cops the same day, man. I'm sorry. The kid left on Friday. You didn't speak to your 13-year-old till what? Sunday or Monday? I'm sorry. If I didn't speak to my child that same day, I'm calling the cops. Or I'm asking them, where are you? Which you should already have that information. I'm coming right now to get my child. Apparently they didn't do that.
Information on that's publicly releasable at this point.
How and why Oscar Hernandez was killed is not being released, but the FBI is assisting in the investigation, and other locations are being searched tonight. And police have a sobering message for parents.
Know who your children are communicating with and know what they're doing.
This is the law enforcement nice way of saying that this could have been prevented if the parents was more vigilant. That's basically, I'm a law enforcement officer. I'm telling you what we talk about in the background. This is the politically correct way of telling the public that this could have been prevented if the parents were more vigilant about who they were sending their child to spend time with. They can't say, oh my God, this is a tragedy. These parents should have did a better job. They can't say that. You can't say that for a number of reasons. But that's law enforcement's politically correct way of saying Should have known where you were sending your kid. Look what happened.
Yeah, we don't know at this point why the FBI is involved in this case. We'll probably find out over the next day or two. And as I mentioned, still no motive yet for why this boy was killed.
Was reported missing Sunday by his family. The teen boarded a Metrolink train to Palmdale to help a soccer coach at a complex there. When he didn't return home that night, the family worried and started looking for him. They reported him missing that day. On Wednesday, his body was found on the side of the road in Oxnard.
And this is not accurate because we know this is some AI thing this person put together. It's trash because we know that he left on Friday and they didn't report him till Sunday. Not the same day, buddy. Friday to Sunday. Let's keep going. And if I'm wrong, then I apologize. But my understanding is he left on Friday and they reported him missing on Sunday. All right. A lot of this is just going to be, he did like a Stephen Stearns. He didn't even try and do a good job of hiding this young man. He just literally pulled over here and dragged the kid a couple feet from the road, and that was it. He didn't even try and hide. He didn't even try and hide. Let's keep going. I don't know, man. I think a lot of times we will try and like project our feelings and use our imagination a little bit too much. So Heather Brown says they may have been scared to call. A lot of people are scared of ICE. You don't know that. You don't know that. I don't know that. You don't know their status. Not everybody from South America is illegally here in America. There's a lot of people who have there's a lot of gangs down in South America that have credible claims of asylum. There's a lot of people whose family members are American citizens and are sponsoring them. We have no way of knowing what their legal status is to say that the only reason why they didn't, call 911 is they were afraid of ICE. But hey, if you want to believe it, you can. And you did say maybe. You didn't say you believe it. But I think that's a stretch. I think it's a stretch. And there's no evidence to back that up. All right, let's keep going. All right, that's it, man. Bring it over to me. I was going to do a call-in show, but I don't think we're going to do a call-in show today simply because I got to go to Billy B's. Got to go to Billy B's. Go have some fun. Once again, guys, I really appreciate you guys. Really appreciate the support that you guys give me. Appreciate everybody who's a member of the show, everybody who's a Patreon member. Somebody in the chat says a good gift would be giving free gift memberships to Patreon. Unfortunately, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that, but the Patreon is only $5, so we're asking for the Patreon. So if I can ever find a way to give free gift memberships to Patreon, I will certainly give free gift memberships, but I don't know how to do that, and I don't know if it's possible. But please consider becoming a member of our Patreon and a member of our membership and support the channel. We do appreciate you guys immensely. And for everybody who helped us meet our goal on the GoFundMe, we thank you wholeheartedly from the bottom of our heart. You guys are amazing. You guys are great. So that being said, guys, we're going to definitely keep looking at this case and pray for justice for Omar. He deserves it. He did not deserve to be treated the way he was treated by this coach. Oscar Omar Hernandez will be avenged by our criminal justice system. We will send him to prison. We will get justice for this little boy. I'll see you guys on the next one. You guys have a great day. Strategic is out of here. Peace.